Okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So here's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, what is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland. Every single morning.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell them run it up.
Jesus. Jesus. How's everybody doing today? How is everyone doing? Okay, let's try that again. Let us try that again. So, wake up in Cleveland every weekday mornings. Weekday mornings is where we're going to leave it. Weekday mornings. I tried to do the 1080p 60 on the channel, but for whatever reason, it did not like that. As you can see, there was some stalling in, let me make sure that I'm synced up here. There was some stalling that was going on in the video intro, and we can't have that. So I went ahead and let me just make sure we're set up properly. Okay. So I went ahead and just changed that back to 1080 or 720 30. There's absolutely no reason that occurred. I don't even have kids get a Windows PC. Yeah, okay. Maybe I will, but the Windows PC has absolutely nothing to do with my bandwidth. That's not a Mac or PC thing. That is a bandwidth thing. And for whatever reason, this particular morning, it does not like me. I can guarantee you, because I'm looking at literally full bars in my data stream. I'm not even using OBS, so we can't even make that argument today. This is 100% a bandwidth issue, and it has to do with the way, for whatever reason, Restream reads your bandwidth at the time that you're using it. And I think they have a poor bandwidth algorithm. That's honestly the only thing I can think of, is they have a poor bandwidth algorithm, because I've seen people with perfectly fine streams, perfectly fine data, and it's showing them in the red. And there's no reason for that. So we're back down to 720p, 30 frames per second. Even though my Atem can do 1080p up to 60, and I run 1080p 30 every single time I live stream directly from my Atem. So I know it's not my internet. It's something else, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I hope I still look good in 720p. That's the joy of having decent cameras and, you know, a nice color palette behind me. I hope I still look as handsome as ever. You know, the one thing that's been bothering me all morning? iCloud storage full. What's that about? iCloud storage full. It's always full. Whether I have 5 gigs, whether I have 1 terabyte, whether I have 2 terabytes, iCloud storage is always full. I am sick and tired of paying subscription fees for everything. I got iCloud storage. I have Dropbox storage. I got storage. I am sick and tired of storage fees. Well, wake up in Cleveland. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Hope you guys are having a Tuesday morning, guys. You know what Tuesday is this week? It's Tuesday. It's voting day. So I hope everybody is living the American dream and going out there and voting. Voting is essential. Essential in our democracy. Sometimes I say that and I'm like, I think I mean it. But everybody should vote. At a minimum, you should be voting. Let's do a little room check here before we start chatting it up. And let's see what's going on. Why is my auto loop continuously on? That's very weird. Okay. We got DJ Reese in the house. We got Ratbone Mod. We got Dahlia Wilk. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I am DJ Fox in the house. Hey, good to see you, bro. It's been a while. We got, I'll get that right one day. I think Amy V4, maybe it's Amy. Throw some phonetics in that for me. Kenny K in the house. Vinyl Richie in the house. What else we got here? We got DJ, I think it's Akishi, but it's DJ Kishi. Gary Palmer in the house. Mic really low. There's no way my mic is really low. Let me know if my mic is really low. I have not changed anything on my mic. So let me know. And I'll scroll down to the bottom. Sounds okay here. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, what do we got here? Gary Palmer, DJ T. Yeah, I need a separate commercial. I know. I'm working on it. Hey man, look, I am only one person. You can't expect me to be able to do everything. You know how stretched thin I am, just in general, in regards to like making videos. The morning show, making different videos for other people, talking to DJ manufacturers about stuff, family, chores. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and so yeah, I have to kind of pick and choose what I do. I knew when I threw that video up, I was like, there's no way that's gonna matter. But it's also early enough in the stream because it typically takes like 10 minutes or so to get the numbers up. So the first, 5 to 7 minutes is like nothing. Maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 people. So those people that see it, yeah, it is what it is. I'm sorry I'm not more of me. I need more of me. I actually do need more of me. I need another person that can just sit back after I'm done shooting these types of things and and help me just do quick edits. You know, people that know Final Cut that will do it because they want to, not because I can pay them, because I cannot pay them. I would love to pay them, and maybe one day I'll be able to, but right now it's just me. Ratbone in the house. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Lehman in the hat. He's in the hat. Speaking of the hat, I'm wearing my my old school Check 1 2 dad cap right here. I've got my little make DJing great color wear here. Oh God, yeah. All right, DJ Rec in the house, all the way from South Africa. Good to see you. Good to see you. What else we got on here? Who else we got in here? Who else? We got the Force in the house. Always good when the Force is in the house. DJ Kishi says, we got to talk. Do we? Do we have to talk? And I say that in all seriousness. So I do want to talk about that part in just a second, because I think a conversation needs to be had. Mighty Rel, there is no bit rate. I'm not using OBS. I'm literally using Restream. So it's adjusting on the fly. But in reality, what it should be doing is, if for whatever reason my bandwidth is screwing up, it should adjust down and I should basically look like crap. That's what it should do, not pause my video, the video that's already cached in its memory. Like, that's silly. You're telling me you're going to stream even though it's loaded onto your server? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why I'm getting hiccups when it's loaded on your server. If I'm live streaming it, sure, I get that, but not when it's on your server, not when you forced me to upload it. So it's sitting there waiting. That doesn't make sense. By the way, what's going on, Mighty Row? Good to see you. One day I'll get this right. I think that's, I don't know. Moja. I'm gonna call you Moja, because the rest of it looks like something else. But thank you so much. Mix and Mel in the house. What is going on? What is going on? Mutant Horror Show. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. You know, when you actually call yourself Mutant Horror Show, the focus is real. Like, I really believe that there's a Mutant Horror Show going on. I believe you are all about that life. When you name yourself that, you are about that life. And more power to you. More power to you. We got, see, it looks like 1080p. Hey, so we're all winning here. We're all winning. Damages in the house. Who else we got? DJDam.com. We're going to talk about these new Macs about to be announced. Sure. We can. Doesn't change anything for us. Yeah, there's that. DJ Everready in the house. What's going on? That's a Snapback fam. Make sure you follow Everready. Make sure you follow him. That's Snapback. That's my boys. Actually, later on, my boy Paris Paul will be on Snapback today, I believe. So we'll probably end up rating him if we stay on till 12. Because if I don't, I promise you, I will not hear the end of it. That's just one of those things. But when he's supposed to raid me, and he doesn't raid me, all of a sudden, oh man, I didn't know. Oh man, I had to raid Angie V so she could reciprocate. See, I'm the loyal one. Me, the loyal one. Bankai in the house. Diamond Lee in the house. What's going on? Oh yes, if you guys were on my my Busta Rhymes show on Friday, we had a good time. We had a good time playing the new Busta Rhymes album. It's dope, and it's so dope. The critical success that he has, he's actually releasing 4 new tracks. So remember that. That's how you do good promotion and taking care of your fans, is by putting those 4 extra tracks on. Now, there's likely a reason that the 4 extra tracks never made it to the album. But the fact is they're there, and I appreciate that. Brett Brewer in the house. What is going on? What is going on? AMS Discos, what is up? I think that's DJ Chris Rowley. Spicy Party Mix. Spicy Party Mix. Okay. Starting to sound like bar. Do I? You need a roadie. I need a techie. I don't need a roadie. Roadies are easy. I need a techie. No, I have not received the stand. I wish I did, but I have not. Nothing, Phoenix. Nothing for you to concern yourself with. Most people don't even use Restream or StreamYards, so it doesn't even matter. Just enjoy the beauty of what it is now. I got notes ready for my lesson. That's funny. Okay, I think we hit everybody. BSE Music Group, what is going on? Anybody else? Moberry in the house. Good to see you. And Sergio is in the house. I'm doing pretty good. Missed your content. I put content up all the time. Oh, thank you, Miss Scarlet Alba. Dope. Okay. Getting back to vinyl with my new PLXs. Yes, it is a. They're great turntables. Let's see. Am I up there? I'm blurry. Let's get me. Come on, switch back. There we go. Even though I'm slightly not centered. That's better. That's pretty. There we go. Yes, the PLXs are definitely a great setup. Have never had any issues with them, except for one. I had one issue with my PLXs, and it comes and goes. Every so often, my drive, and it's typically like on one deck, so it's probably just a little bit of a bug. But on one deck, every so often I'll go to turn them on, and this is always when they've been sitting for a long period of time. Like, it's never me using them every day, but like they've been sitting, like, say, in a flight case for a couple of weeks, and I plug them in, and all of a sudden the drive is like, I don't want to work today. I'm good for whatever reason. So I always have to deal with that. And then I take off the platter, open it up again, and then it's back to normal. But it hasn't happened in a long time. But when they're just sitting there for a long time, yeah. Benka, he says, why are turntables so expensive? They're not. They're what they have always cost. Most people just buy them used, so they can't figure out why to buy a new one it costs, anywhere between $700 to $1,000. But the facts are, this is what they cost. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The screen definitely does have a higher resolution, and that is actually known, than the 72. So, there's that to deal with. Yeah, but I don't want to take away from what the 72 does, because the 72 has some rather good things for it also, which we'll talk about. Well, we won't talk about it today because I have yet to actually review the mixer. But after I do my final review of this guy, I'm gonna move all of this to the side, and I'm going to rock exclusively the Rane MK2 setup for a couple of weeks. So there's that. There is that. Yeah, so we're gonna move all this over. We're gonna go to that one, and then we're gonna see just how good or bad the 72 is. Fox has his tracking number. Selling my Rane when it gets here. Hey, I get it. No, I am not storing them in a cold area. I live in California. We don't have cold areas. Southern California it never gets below any type of like questionable temperature range for hardware. Okay, so anybody that has a question just needs to ask the question. Don't tell me you have a question. Don't ask me if you can ask a question. And I'm not directing this at Sergio. I'm directing this just in general. So hopefully like the 52 people, that are on here can see this. And so I don't have to go to my Instagram and somebody's like, hey, can I ask you a question? Yes, you can ask me. You can ask me a question. But by the way, you just asked me a question. So your questions are all up now. So now you should think of somewhere else to go. So yeah, just ask the question. And if I will answer it if I can. Yes. Okay. Let's I do want to pop back to the one question or statement. Okay. So the we need to talk thing. Okay, here's the thing. And this is honest. So for all you people on here, I need you to hear me because I need it to sound or feel sincere. Because when I react or respond other places, it's not going to come off the same way. If you message me and say we need to talk, and that's all I get, we are not talking. Okay? If you message me and say, hey, can I call you? Can you call me? I have a question. It's not going to happen. Can we FaceTime? It's not going to happen. And I'm saying that because I need you to understand. It has nothing to do with the question. It has nothing to do with me being unavailable. It has to do with an amount of privacy that I need for myself in order to do everything I do here. I'm not tech support. I'm a guy that is trying to do a whole bunch of stuff at the same time, meanwhile trying to have a family and a life and do all of this. One person. So I can't necessarily take the time to sit down and walk you through OBS when I know I've already done videos about walking you through OBS. You get what I'm saying here? So I don't want anybody to take it personal. I need you to understand that that's why. And a lot of times, the God's honest truth, a lot of times when you guys have questions, I will say, please write it out first. Write it out first, and then we'll go from there. Because typically when you write it out, I can understand where the problem is. I'm not here because I'm not good at reading between the lines and understanding issues. So write it out first, and then we'll go. Sometimes I've told people, hey, you know what? If it's a weird glitch, put it on video and then just send it to me on IG. Let me look at it there. But no, I am not going to call a random person. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Yeah, that might sound kind of like a dick move, but that's just facts. Okay. And I wouldn't expect you to call me a random person either. So if you have tech questions, lay them out in a coherent paragraph. And typically, I've only had one question where I was like, okay. And then I actually, I think I did IG chatted the person okay, show me what's going on again. But every single other time, I've been like, yep, I see the problem. You need to go here, go here, go here. Okay. Or, hey, check out my video here and go from there. So I hope that I've made it clear without sounding like an asshole. And if I have sounded like an asshole, sorry. I gotta have my space. I do. Because if I don't, and I start getting bitter, about this, it's not going to go well for either one of us. I stop producing stuff, you stop getting stuff to consume, and we all lose. All right, if that makes sense. Also make sure if you can have questions too, throw them up on my Discord. I am making a subscriber only part of the Discord, which means that if you're on, as a matter of fact, I think I can activate my YouTube memberships now because I have those also set up. So basically speaking, anybody that's supporting me, okay, through YouTube, through Patreon, through Twitch, you're going to have access to a secondary system in my Discord server. It's not up yet, but it's going to happen. And then you'll be able to like chat it up, and if you have any questions or whatever. And I'm honestly going to take those more serious because you guys are supporting me. You get what I'm saying? It's not just, some people like to take. And I'm not giving people who just want to take, free stuff. I give enough free stuff. If I'm going to be tech support, there needs to be something that comes on the other side. Okay, let's drop down. Steve MCC in the house. Ill Will London Beat. What's going on? Nephew Washington in the house. Love that shelf. Okay. We got Chris Roll in the house. Thank you so much. I appreciate you loving the show. I actually do love to do the show. Need a video. I will actually do a video. I wasn't going to, because full disclosure, the Atem Black Magic does send me product to use to test out. But what's cool about them is they don't really want any fanfare. They don't like need you to do a video. Like a lot of people that send you product, they like, okay, I'm going to send you this product, but make sure you talk about it. Make sure you shoot that video. And sometimes, you get a product and you're like, this is garbage. And now I have to like try to be diplomatic about how much garbage you just sent me. Like that sucks. That's the worst part of my job, honestly, which is why I stopped taking a lot of people that wanted to send me stuff. I get people that ask me to be sent stuff like on a daily basis, and it's always, hey, check out this microphone, check out this. And just like, once I've done a microphone review or whatever, like unless it's truly great, and I never just say no. I always click on the link. I always check out what it is before I say yes or no. And in all honesty, if it's something that I can use, or if it's something that I already have, like a competitor, but now I can compare it to the two, then I'll do the review. But if it's just like, hey, come check out this same Amazon mic that is made in China, but has a new badge on it, and do a review. Like I can't keep doing those types of reviews. It's content filler, but I'm not about content filler. If you've noticed, I try to make sure that every video I put out is of quality, and I want to continue to do that. So I'm not about the BS. Okay, let's drop down. All right, let's just see what we got here. I got to see where I stopped and went back up and then went on my rant. I wish there was a way that it like kept the line of like the last thing you viewed. Hi, there's my son, but we're in the middle of something right now. So what do you need? Why are you in here? You want to come in with your pink socks on? Okay. All right. Yeah. Try not to interrupt my stream and my flow. I'm flowing today. I'm kidding. I'm flowing every day. You want to come say hello? Come say hello.
Yes.
All right.
Hello.
That's Isaiah. He probably just woke up.
What are you talking? I was up at 7:20.
Did you go back to bed?
No. Made breakfast.
Are you going back to bed?
No.
Lie. That's Isaiah. He has school in the morning. What time do you start school?
8.
8, and then it goes till
10:25.
10:25. Could you imagine if we went to school right now? Like we'd get out of bed, we'd walk to school or get a ride and get there at 8, and then 10:25 we're like, okay, you guys are good. Say I want to see you. You know how amazing that would be if you had all that extra time to do whatever you wanted. Okay. You said you're high. What? No, it's an old hat. Super old hat. Yeah. And for all you guys that don't even know this, like this hat is dirty, but color grade and lighting, you can't tell. Good job for the A in biology.
Honors.
Honors. That's my son. Honors biology. All right. Please shut the door. Thank you, son. Lee, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm a little annoyed with. I'm annoyed that I don't get the orange vinyl. Because I love, in case anybody didn't know, and it's probably hard to see from here, but orange is actually one of my favorite colors. So, yeah, I would really love that orange vinyl. I want two things. I want that orange vinyl, and I want the all-white Serato vinyl. That's what I want. All right. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. You know, but a lot of people are like, hey, you know, I've run into a thing on OBS and I'm just like, okay, well, we all learn in different ways. We do. But for some people, I have found that some people don't really want to learn. And that's the most frustrating part of this all. You know, they'll skim through the video, jumping from like time point to time point instead of actually just watching the entire video, and then wonder why they don't understand it after the fact. I have had many complaints about how long my videos are, you know, and if I have to cut down, in all honesty, if I cut down a video and it's still 14 to 15 minutes or 10 or whatever, that footage was probably about an hour after like I cut up everything. And now I have to choose what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. And trust me when I tell you, sometimes that's hard. I have to go through like 4 and 5 passes, just watching the video again, going, oh, you know what? We don't need that. Oh, you know what? I said this here. So if at a minimum, I'll just move this and then compress it and then keep it there. All the time. All the time. That's one of the things that ends up taking a long time, is because I don't want to talk in circles. I don't want to sound too wordy. I want to try to be clear and concise. So I literally cut down the video. My IG Busta Rhymes little video I put up, that video, after I cut it up, was about 3 minutes long. Then I thought of keeping it as like a long form, and then I said, you know what? People have short attention spans. They do not care. So I cut it down, and then it was like 1:08. It's like, got to cut it down again. And I found a place to chop. There's nothing worse than you have to do your own edits and chopping out things that you actually like, but you realize it's for the greater good. I mean, it's literally like, well, you got 2 arms. We can probably get rid of this one. Did you really use this one the most? You know, that's kind of the way it is sometimes when you're editing videos. It really, really sucks. 916 Junglist in the house. What is going on, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. And happy early birthday. 916 Junglist's birthday is Saturday, this coming Saturday. So we make sure, I'm sure he's going to be streaming all day. He's probably going to have like a 72-hour birthday stream. You know, that's what people do when it's their birthdays. So, you know, make sure you find out when he's streaming and check him out, because I'm sure it's going to be pretty insane. I could be wrong though, but you know, as long as he wears his medium shirt, I think everything will be okay. All right. What do we got here? J Style Sounds in the house. Good to see you. Rob Sway, what's going on? Greg Flowers, I'm good. I should probably post that on there that like, I'm good. I am actually good today. You would think that I wasn't good today, considering that it is voting day. Which I don't have a problem with. I already voted. So I don't have an issue with that. I already voted, put it in the box, you know, a week ago, checked my thing 2 days ago to make sure that I actually, you know, they found it, they accepted it, because you never really know, even though they should. You know, the worst part of the voting is that you do all your voting and then they make you sign it. They make you sign the envelope and then drop it in the box. And then right above your signature, it says, please understand that this needs to match, or else it might be, you know, thrown out. And I'm thinking, I don't remember how I signed anything years ago. Like what signature date stamp are they using for my signature? You know, is it like when I first got my license at 18? Like, what are they using? And I literally for a moment got a little concerned. I was like, I mean, I've had my same signature for a long time, but you know, you change it over time. You make little deviations. Like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I want it to be a little harder. I want it to be a little more circular. Like whatever. My first initial is C. So come on, I can warp that baby. You know, it makes it easy. But yeah, so I was a little concerned. But they did get it. They said we're good. Tony Silva in the house. What's going on? Who else we got in here? It's GMB in the house. Gemini in the house. DJ Flipside in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Hey, make sure you check out tomorrow. DJ Flipside has his verses with Caution is Heavy. That's a super, super dope show. They will bring up like, different acts. Like, it's kind of like the verses for artists that Timbaland and Swiss Beats is doing, but it's DJ style. So they're playing the hottest DJ tracks or the ones that are the most transcendent, and then the crowd, the audience on both Caution is Heavy and Flipside's channels vote on it, and then they tally the numbers, and then they have a point system. And I think the point system is 10, and it's always a good time. It's always fun. Yeah, so this week they have Rihanna and Beyonce going up against one another. Flipside, who do you have? I think Flipside has Rihanna. I think Caution has Beyonce. I think so. Tony A in the house. Who else we got? Danny Dan the Beat Man. What's going on? Good to see you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Look, I do these things because I do want to help people. I think people need to understand this. Like, up until like maybe the past 6 months, like I had no manufacturer support or help. It was just me trying to do something that I thought was useful to people. That's honestly why I do it. I want to help people. And like I think I've said on a couple of these streams during interviews, one of the reasons why I did it was, I got kind of tired of answering the same questions for everybody that I knew. So I started making these videos. And for the most part, yeah, I mean, they've been successful, and I'm really, really happy with them. But, there's nothing worse than you spending a lot of time making a video, because some of these videos with the multiple cameras and the screen captures and all these things can take like hours. Like it might take you an hour to shoot the video. Okay. Let's say maybe hour and 20 minutes, especially if you're dealing with multiple things. Like for instance, the one of my most popular videos, which is the OBS to Yellow Duck, and I still get calls on the Yellow Duck, and I'm like, stop, dude. It's time to let it go. Time to move on. Yellow Duck we're no longer on IG, so I'm not going to help you continue to be on IG. Like, stop. There's too many other places you can go now. And that one was a long time because there was so much going on. There was the overheads, there was the screen captures, there was the intro, which took another part of it, and then I have to take all of that footage, sync it all up, and then whittle it down to like a reasonable level, and then start cutting the shots, making sure the views, because I'm changing them from here to here, and all those things aren't automatic. I have to go in and make sure that that's where I want to do it. Now I'm talking, now I want to bring it back. There's a lot of work that goes into editing videos, making sure it's in sync, making sure the transitions are well. So after you spend upwards of 6 to 8 hours working on like a 25-minute video, keeping it clean and making sure your intros are good, making sure your outros are good, There's nothing worse than having somebody say, hey, can you tell me about this? I noticed this wasn't in your video. And it's like, 12 minutes, 22 seconds in. Oh, but what about this? 15 minutes in. Like, did you even watch the video? So I have learned to kind of let it go. And I have some pretty good people that are on the stream that will defend it and be like, hey man, it's right here. Did you look? Oh, sorry, my bad. No, you just want to be lazy. You saw the time and you said, oh, this is way too long for me. But in all honesty, like, I watch videos myself. I rarely watch a video on YouTube that is under 5 minutes. Most of the videos I watch are long form videos, 10, 15 minutes. For anybody that is curious to what I watch, my YouTube stuff consists of like 3 things. I watch camera reviews and video stuff because that's kind of like my secondary passion. I watch a lot of movie reviews and movie like analysis on why a movie's good, why a movie's bad. Like, that's probably my number one thing. And then the other thing I watch a lot of is science shows. You get me talking about, quantum physics and so the universe and like I'm in it. Those are the 3 things that I watch. I rarely watch DJ stuff. Maybe because I'm so in it, I'm like, I don't want to do it's. I guess if you're like working all day, you don't want to come home and like watch the very same thing that you just talked about for the past 6 hours. So I don't watch a lot of DJ videos. And when I do, I have to force myself to watch them just because like, oh, it's one of my boys. Like, I want to support him. I want to see what he's talking about. But yeah, I want nothing to do with that on YouTube. Yeah, and things that make me laugh. Like oh, what is the thing that I watch all the time? It is the boardroom meetings for the movies. I forget. Oh, I gotta think of what it's called. I'll think about it. Maybe you guys have seen it. Throw it up there. Okay. Darth Vader in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Okay. Rob Sway asks, what was the first record you scratched on? Oh God, I have no idea. That was so long ago. It had to have been one of the old school, like, mix-it records because I learned on vinyl. So I honestly do not remember that. And in all honesty, can you really call it scratching when you're first starting out anyway? I'm just making noises. Yeah, I mean, that's a frustrating thing. This whole thing about trying to match your signature. And in all honesty, like, I don't even know like how much they're really looking at the signature, to be honest with you. It could be just me being silly, but I don't know. All right. Izzy B in the house. Flipside has Rihanna. Perfect. That's going to be a dope show. I mean, they both have some hits on them, and I mean, if you're talking like discography, I'd probably have to lean towards Beyonce. But if you're talking about just like hits, 10 hits, all bets are off. Twomp the DJ in the house. What is going on? Let's see. What else we got? You know what? I love all these people wishing me a good day. Thank you so much. I got to be honest with you. Today is the, you guys have wished me so much goodness today. Thank you. I appreciate that. Normally it's like 1 or 2 guys, but like there's been like a series like 10, 15 people like, have a good day, Cleveland. Have a good day. Thank you. I am going to have a good day because I have an Atem Mini ISO being delivered today, which is like the Pro on steroids. So I'm really excited about that because one of my biggest complaints about the Pro is because I record everything in 1080p. Yes, I have 4K cameras, but in my opinion, it's not really worth it because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, it takes up a lot of processing power to to edit 4K, even though I am editing in Final Cut, so that's not the biggest issue, but it does take a lot more. It takes a lot more resources, a lot more space. You're dealing with bigger files, and then for the most part, my audience isn't watching my videos in 4K. They're not even watching it in 1080p. I guess that's what I'm saying. So for me, 1080p is like the highest quality that I need to produce right now for me. Now, yes, if we're talking about archiving and making sure that they're good, you know, when 8K TVs come out and all that stuff, yes, I know. I probably should, but then again, I'll just make better videos next time. So I guess ultimately what I'm saying is the Atems, they only record in 1080p, all of them. They only, like the Mini only outputs to 1080p, and then the Pro and the ISO only record to 1080p. The difference is that the Atem Mini Pro, when you record, and I'm not talking about streaming, I'm talking about direct recording onto some sort of storage medium. When you record to there on the Pro, it merges everything. So as I'm switching cameras, it's literally recording my stream on the fly. And then I can pull that into Final Cut, and then it'll have all that on there. In a pinch, it's fine. However, what I have gotten annoyed with is sometimes I'll say something. I'll show something on camera. You know, like say I'm showing my phone and I'm just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I happen to be on the overhead part and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Nobody can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me bring it back. Let me redo that for a second so people can see and reference what I'm talking about. So then they came out with the ISO. And the ISO, like I said, is basically the Pro on steroids. The difference is the ISO part. When you record out of your Atem, it isolates all the stream channels. So if you have 2, 3, and 4 cameras going at the same time, it will record all of them as individual streams. And then you can just pull them back in. If you're using DaVinci, it'll pull them in perfectly. Like you don't have to do anything. But if you're using Final Cut, you got to pull them in and then sync them, which is super easy. You know, syncing with Final Cut. If people are complaining, they got issues. They got issues that are bigger than mine. So yeah. Yeah, Twomp, look, I'm all about that. I am all about that. I do watch the videos, you know, but like I said before, it's not like, oh, it's up, let me go watch it right now. And that has nothing to do with them. It has to do with, like, you know, especially if we're talking about similar things, I won't watch their video for like 2 weeks. Like say if we all have the same product and we're doing reviews, I won't look at their videos because I want my video to be honest from my perspective. And if I miss something, I want it to be that I missed it. And maybe if I missed it for a reason. Yeah, it is. Like even Mojax. I didn't watch his S11 video for a week and a half. And then I finally, look, when you make videos, there's nothing worse than making a video and then realizing that you missed something. And now you're like, oh, well, this is why people are asking so many questions because I didn't talk about this part and that's in the other person's video. So when I release a video, I don't want to know. I don't want to see anybody else's videos. I just want to live in my ignorance for like a day, just assuming that the video is good. And then I will then go back and I always watch my videos over again. Like after I upload them, I watch them again because I typically don't like my videos as I'm recording them, you know, and then I'll watch them again and go, oh, you know what? It wasn't so bad. And I'll watch them and go, you know, that's actually pretty good. But I guess it's the nature of being a creator. You know, you're never really like truly happy with what you do. You always want to do more, better, add more stuff, but you have to balance out the time and the process and how much you give to it before you have to move on to like another thing. So yeah, that's what we deal with. All right, let's see here. Okay, Michael Batista says, I have a question for you that I've been trying to get you to answer for me. Huh, do you have another name? Because I haven't seen this. Do you think setting a loop wrong and playing it for 20 minutes is correct and saying the catchphrase every 5 minutes is good? Okay, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're asking me if I think you should play a loop badly looped for 20 minutes? I think that's what you're saying. And the answer is no. I do. Well, I should say the answer is you shouldn't be playing a bad loop for 20 minutes. I do think that's wrong. And you should be able to hear that. If you hear a bad loop, adjust the loop, take the loop out and fix it. Yes. And it says, saying a catchphrase every 5 minutes is good. That's relative. Depends on what you're doing. I'm not the biggest fan of just dropping your catchphrase just because. Like, if you drop your catchphrase, it should be because something happened that made people go, huh, that guy's kind of dope. Drop your catchphrase. You know, if you have some dope routine that you do and you do it real quick, drop your catchphrase. You get what I'm saying? Like, but don't just drop your catchphrase every 5 minutes just because when you haven't done anything. Like, people are sitting there, you know, eating dinner and you're like, you know, like, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Yeah, hope I answered your question. I'm not sure that I did, but I hope I did. So do I watch Peter McKinnon? Says T Major. So yes, although I kind of stopped watching him a little bit, and there's only one reason. If nobody knows who Peter McKinnon is, he's a guy that jumped onto YouTube. He's a photographer, but he's also like, he's also a videographer. Like, his eye is amazing. So he makes these videos and his B-roll. This is where B-roll really took off. It's because of Peter McKinnon, because his B-roll was so damn good that people were like, this guy is dope, you know. And I remember watching him, and he was the person that kind of showed me that you need to tell a story. You know, no matter what it is, no matter how simple or stupid, whatever it is you're talking about, you need to tell a story. So I watched him all the time. And this man hit 1 million followers on YouTube in under a year. Under a year. He started up and his stuff blew up. Now, I still like Peter McKinnon and I watch him on occasion. And I follow him and everything. I subscribe to him. My issue now with Peter is you have to take Peter with like a grain of salt because I don't trust anything he reviews, because I believe that, you know, sometimes you could be wrong, but I know that like his sponsors really do affect the way he reviews product. And I can't trust that. So when he started going that route and just started saying like, you know, the Canon blah, blah, blah is the best camera ever. And people were like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. And I kind of lost a little bit of points for him at that point, you know, but I still respect what he does. His personality, his videos, they're all amazing. But anytime there's a review come out, I'll watch it and I'm like, man, you lying. Everybody knows that ain't true. Hey, talk about this part. Talk about how bad this part is. Oh, you're not going to talk about that part. Yeah, see, I can't trust you anymore. You know, especially when his boys, his boys like Maddie, you know, they're moving off to different things. And he's like, nope, Canon. And everybody else is like, you know what? That new Sony A7S III is kind of amazing. Canon. I can't. Like, at least at a minimum, you got to be like, look, man, that Sony camera is dope, but I just have a relationship with Canon and I just love the way Canon feels. That's how you do it. But you don't just act like the Sony A7S III, which I want, doesn't exist. All right. Never about Peter McKinnon. All right. All right. Let's drop on down here. Thank you, T Diesel. Pitch meetings. Pitch meetings are the funniest thing on YouTube right now. Pitch meetings. This guy Ryan, he single-handedly like turned Screen Rant around. Before his pitch meetings, people weren't watching Screen Rant, and now they only are subscribed to Screen Rant because of pitch meetings. You have to watch pitch meetings. Seriously, some of the best stuff on there. It's him, and he basically shoots himself as a double. And it's like, it's this executive meetings where a writer is pitching a movie that either just came out or it's been out, why they should produce this movie. And it's all comedy. And it's genius. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen, Darth. Not going to happen. Yeah, I'm not sure in what context that is for. So yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if you're talking about me or talking about something else. So, you know, but see, look, so this is what I'm talking about. First off, I never answer questions immediately. Just so people know, if you ask a question and it'll get answered, but it might take like 20 minutes because I'm like always 20 minutes behind in the chat because I talk. Terry can't talk and also answer questions in the chat. Like I have to be able to do both. So, and when I answer a question in the chat, that answer is going to be comprehensive. So you actually get an answer that you're looking for, you know? So, that's why just be patient. Just be patient. That's all I can say. Damages. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Oh, Tony Smurf Rock. That was one of my favorite tracks. Post in the comments. Yeah, go ahead and post in the comments what you first scratched to. The first song you scratched to. Long Ball X, thank you for that Prime sub. I appreciate you, man. I got to bring up my other Twitch so I can see when people are doing that. That's another thing about Restream. It doesn't show you when people cheer, when people send bits. Like, it doesn't show any of that stuff. It's very sad. It's a very sad moment for me. All right, let's just bring that chat up. There we go. All right, let's pop this out. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Jay Queasy in the house. What is going on? Michael Batista, I think you've asked this question 3 times. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm just looping through the chat, but I think that's 3 times. And it's not going to get answered any faster. And sometimes when people ask multiple times, it seems excessive. And then it gets even harder to answer the question in a, you know, positive way. So just keep that in mind, you know, in the future. Yeah, agreed, Phil. And I like, I understand that. Look, I'm a perfectionist. I want it to be perfect. So, yeah, I'm never going to be, do I have a catchphrase? Do I have a catchphrase? Probably just the final things of my videos. That's the only catchphrase I have. I mean, I do say what's going on in your man, Cleveland Terry. And then it's, you know, it's probably, you know, of course, it's so funny. When you ask me to say it right now, I can't say it. I can't say the ending of my videos. Oh, if you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace. That's funny. I can't say it unless I say the whole thing. Like, I can't remember parts of the line. Yeah, he is biased. Peter is definitely biased. But yeah, Waddy J in the house. Yeah, Waddy J. So Waddy is a photographer too. He's a dope DJ and a dope photographer, which is like a double threat, and I hate him for that. Because Waddy J's eye is amazing. And every time I take a video, I take a picture, and then I see his, I'm like, God damn it. Why is your picture so much better than mine? Why do you DJ so good? Damn it. Yeah, so Waddy and I have always been about the social media life. And when we would literally be like posting, hey man, did you see Peter's last video? Hey man, did you see Peter's last video? So Peter has a video that I remember to this day. It was the one where he flew to go meet Casey Neistat, and his opening B-roll is some of the best stuff I've ever seen. So I'm always like, and I remember posting Waddy like, Waddy man, did you see that yet? I'm like, he's like, nah, watch it now. Stop whatever you're doing and watch it now, because it was that dope. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the future of Tractor? I don't think they have one. In all honesty, I just, they're going to need something different. In order to surpass everybody that has legitimate software now. Because before, you could kind of tout everything that was great about Tractor because other people didn't do it. Well, now people are doing it. So it's real hard. And to be fair, like, I have never used Tractor. Okay. I have to listen to the other professionals that I work with and talk to about it. And they all say the same thing. Tractor was really, really good. But now there's all these other companies are competing, and Tractor has no footing outside of outside of Europe. So it is what it is. All right, let's see here. Lynx Productions, thank you for the follow. The best one. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen, I guess it's kind of hard to say this. So if you haven't seen the pitch meetings, and then you watch the last one where he talked about Twilight, the final Twilight movies, and if you understand him, like you've watched multiple episodes of him reviewing things, one of his catchphrases is super easy, barely an inconvenience. But if you haven't seen it all, when he finally does this Twilight video, there comes a point in the video where it's like the third wall just like falls off, and it literally, I laughed my ass off, like laughed continuously. And it's because once you understand how this works, I don't want to like tell you, you just have to go watch it, then you appreciate it. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right. I feel like King's Entertainment was having another conversation and I missed it. So if you want to give me some context, that would be great. All right. Yeah, we all hate Waddy for that. Okay. Craze is not a Tractor user. He used to be a Tractor user. He's moved on. So yeah, he's not a Tractor user anymore. DJ Paris Paul in the house. What is going on, fam? Like I said before, Paris Paul will be on Snapback Live today, 12 o'clock. That's 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you get on Snapback. If we're still on, we will raid Snapback. So make sure you do that. So DJ T Major says, real talk, any DJs in the chat with real jobs? How do you feel about them? I despise mine. In the chat, leave it in the chat. Leave it in the chat what you feel. All right, and while we are doing that, I'm gonna pull up while you're talking about if you have a day job or not. I am going to pull up the Reloop thing, and we're gonna talk about that. Mulberry is retired. That's dope. That guy's a software developer. That's dope too. So while I pull up this video real quick, here, enjoy the video. Okay, look, I know you think this is a little weird that we're sitting here talking and I just left and I was in a completely different outfit. Well, that's future me. I'm past me. So what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about while they're setting up for this next guest that's coming on, and I'm sure they're going to be dope, but I want to talk to you a little bit about ways to support the channel. You see, there's a lot of work that goes into this channel, and the only way to keep it going, the only way to keep bringing on new people and upgrading the sets and upgrading the intros is by you supporting me. So here's a couple of ways that you can support me, and I'm not sure that a lot of you know this. If you're new to Twitch, you want to look down right here. There's a little subscribe button. That's the easiest way to support me. It's like $5. It's like buying me a cup of coffee. If we're at the bar, you're buying me a beer. If you're feeling a little more generous, maybe you want to gift somebody a free sub. If you are a Prime member, you can use your Prime membership. You get one per month. You can use that on me. It doesn't cost you anything. Now, if you're sitting there on the YouTube side, you can also hit that membership button right there, or you can give me a super chat and then send me off a tip. Look, I know that times are tough, money's tough, and I know that what I'm asking for some of you people might be a little too difficult. So there are other ways that you can help the channel. You can host the stream, share the stream. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, share the stream to everybody. Get the word out. That's the easiest way to help me out, and that doesn't cost you a dime. Those are all right. Here we go. We are back. And let's take a look at the Restream Stand Hub, because that's actually very, very cool. And by the way, I'm seeing all these people on here. We got paint company guys, insurance litigation, personal injury. Yeah, DJing was my full-time crushed. Yeah, me too. You know what? At some point, though, you just kind of have to just laugh it off and just hope that we can, my wife says I'm the most negative person in the world, and she's tired of me being negative because, like, I'm so realistic with things. It drives her insane. And she's like, okay, well, then we'll do this at the end of the year. I'm like, well, no, probably not because of this. Okay, but next year, yeah, but we probably won't actually have any work until then. She's like, will you just stop? I can't have this anymore. Like, I'm sorry. I'm real. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this guy real quick. Darth Vader, yes, no lie. But I'm not depressed, and that's the funny thing about it. I'm not depressed. I'm just honest, like legitimately honest about what's going on out there. And she loves her dream world, where everything is perfect and things don't get hard. Pause. That's not what I meant to say. Like, what was I watching? I think I was watching the movie This Is 40, and they were like, you gotta tell her that the business is going out. You might have to sell this. He's like, I can't tell her that. And he's like, why can't you tell her that? Just tell her. She goes, she has an unrealistic view of reality. And I felt that. I felt that in the core. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to know. And there is talk that they want to shut us down again for a little while. We were supposed to go to where were we supposed to go? Utah. My kids are in dance, and they had a dance competition. It's called Hollywood Vibe. Even though it's called Hollywood Vibe, it's like never in Hollywood. Go figure. So we were going to go there. We had already set it up, because it's expensive to go to these things, and plus we weren't going to fly. So we were going to drive, and we were going to drive for 5 hours, hit Vegas, and then see the wife, like we're divorced, see my sister, and spend the night at her house, get up the next morning, and then continue on to Utah. Everything was fine. We paid the stupid fees and all that stuff, which are a grip. And as of like Friday, all of a sudden they were like, by the way, it's on the news that Utah and the Midwest are like having like the highest spikes of COVID in the United States right now. So we're a little concerned. And so we had to wait until Mondays for the, so my wife calls the hotel. She's like, yeah, we're thinking about canceling because we understand that you guys have had like an influx of COVID. And the lady, of course, at the hotel is like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's great. Everything is open. Everything is perfect. We're good. Come on in. And I'm like, yeah, that's some bull. Corporate told her to say exactly that. Because if she was like, yeah, we do have an influx. It's bad. People are going to cancel left and right. So they told her not to say that. So we waited until Monday to kind of figure out what we're going to do. And then the school, the dance school that my kids go to, they were like, they were on the fence. And then like 3 of the people that we follow or our friends were like, you know what, we're not going to go. So we opted not to go. And it's one of those issues that you deal with. But just remove COVID. Because think about this. You're going to have everybody from the nation traveling to Utah to do this dance convention where they're all enclosed, inside rooms, dancing, breathing hard. What do you think is the possibility that these kids are gonna catch COVID? They're not outside. It's snowing in Utah. So like, what do you think? And then they're gonna pass it on to us, and so on and so forth. So I had already kind of said, look, when you're married, you guys know this. You have some leeway. All right. And basically I had like said my vote. Like, hey guys, look, my wife's like, well, what do you think? And I'm like, we shouldn't go. We shouldn't go. It's a bad idea to go, and, and she's all for the kids. So she really wants them to like do things. So she's trying to like convince herself in her mind. And then at a certain point, she's like, you know what? It is a bad thing to do. It's better when she makes a choice versus me. So I'm not the bad guy. I'm the no guy. I say no all the time. Okay. Connecticut is rolling back to phase 2. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. J. Crew says, what are your thoughts on how the music and the DJ industry will be post-COVID? Do you think it will be more open? And do you think places will be hiring people coming out of the woodworks? No, I don't. What I think is, and Mike Feliciano, what's going on, man? What I think is that, in all honesty, I think for the businesses that stay around, that don't go out of business, I think they are going to 100% attempt to try to do it the way it was done before. And then it's not going to work to a certain extent. First off, even when they do open it back up again, there's going to be so many restrictions and so many people concerned about even going out. Kids are different. I know kids are stupid. Any of these, 21-year-olds are just like, party. I get it. But, there's going to be a lot of changes that are going to happen on a go forward, even from being a DJ. But I think that if people were smart, they wouldn't try to put it back exactly the way it was. They would try to bring in DJs. I mean, in my mind, a lot of DJs that have big numbers right now, a lot of DJs that are doing well, like on Twitch, on all these places, I think they're going to have more opportunities. But naturally speaking, when you are open back up, the owners are going to call the people they know. So they're going to call, their old promoters. Hey, we're getting the club start up again. You still doing it? Okay, great. Let's come over. And then the promoters call their guys, the same guys that they've always used. And that's still less opportunity for you. Now, having said that, for those people that are doing huge numbers, I think they're going to have a lot more opportunities when we open up. I think so. Yeah. So Optimus Prime says in Florida, we are almost at 900,000 cases at this time. It's Florida. I'm sorry. That's why we're not going to Florida. We had a trip. We had a trip booked for Disney World this year. We were supposed to go November, I think this month. This was Disney World month, and I'm like, I am not putting one pinky toe in Florida. That's a cesspool right now. That's right. I said it. Cesspool. Oh. I'm not going to repost that one. All right. Let's see here. All right. So let's talk about, I think New York is going the way of California, in all honesty. We have LA and New York, I believe, have like the lowest continual cases because we are the most aggressive in trying to prevent it. So our numbers are good, but the numbers are always on the rise. You can't win. You can't win. Midas said they closed Chicago back down. Yeah, so it's unfortunately just the time we live in. We're not going to be able to move forward until there is a vaccine. And the funny thing about there being a vaccine is, there's all these people that won't even take the vaccine because you're doing something to their civil liberties. I don't know. I can't even begin to think with how people think nowadays. I honestly don't understand the logic of human beings right now. Not Republicans, not Democrats, just human beings. I don't get them right now. It's silly. Yep, see? That's the problem. They don't care. It's until we get a vaccine, it's not going to matter. We're never going to go back to normal without a vaccine. That's just sheer facts. That's numbers. All right, so real quick, I'm looking at my numbers here, and I have 78 people on this stream, which is fantastic. But I only have 47 on Twitch, which is not fantastic. So I need those people that are other places. Like, I'm trying to get partner on Twitch. So I have the numbers. I just need them to be consistently on Twitch. So if you can make your move over to Twitch for me. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this guy real quick. Okay, not that guy. You've seen that guy. All right, here we go. So we got the Stand Hub, advanced laptop stand with USB-C. So clearly for the MacBook, clearly for trying to future-proof. All right, let's take that guy off. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're doing here. And let's take off. I can keep wake up on. Okay, The Reloop Stand is industry innovative, blah, blah, blah. Advanced USB hub with power delivery port, which is very, very important. It's ideally suited for DJs and producers thanks to a stable power supply. Okay, so let's take a look at this power supply. First off, I love that it lays flat. It's traditional in the way that it's set up here. This is pretty standard right here. But I do love that it lays flat. I would have loved if it had some sort of a, rotoscoping head here. That way you're not kind of locked into the exact same way. Okay, you can flip it the other way. I was about to be concerned. Let's take a look at the power delivery because that's the most important part. So 4 times USB-A port, so that's good. Okay, PD port, that's your power delivery port. That's what I need to see. Okay, so it supports 60 watts of power. So if you're using a MacBook 16, it's not going to deliver the full amount of power to charge your MacBook. Now, it'll charge. It'll probably be more like a trickle charge. But at the rate that you're using the stream, and depending on what you're using and how power hungry your computer is at the time, that might be a little bit of an issue. It seems more designed for like the 13-inch MacBook, and then maybe some of the Windows ones. All right, let's take a look at some more here. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay. Yeah, I don't love the 60 watt power delivery. All right. Yes, standard setups. You can do all of these setups, which is good. It better come with like at least a USB-C cord to reach it. If it doesn't, I'd be an angry man. All right. MacBooks and laptops with USB power connection can be powered directly. Works as active or passive USB-C hub with all laptops. Interesting. Okay. USB 3 ports, perfect. Okay. So the bag comes with USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-A, USB-C to USB-A. A little interesting that they didn't provide a USB-C to USB-B plug. That's a little weird considering we want to have it directly in our, we want to be able to just go from the standard hub of like Serato. Huh, interesting. You would have thought that they would have done that. That seems a little strange to me. All right, let's see what else we got here. So the cost of the hub, the stand, is $129, which I think basically means it's like $150 for the USA, if I'm doing my math correctly. Let's take a look at the specifications here. All right, what do we got here? Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Stand. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I'm also wondering what the weight is 1.4 kilograms. Okay. Now, what would have been great? Okay. That's it. All right. So what would have been great is if, well, two things. One, if they had, again, a cord to go directly into the USB-B and go from there, but I guess they want to use the hub. But technically speaking, you don't need the hub anymore if you have this stand. The hub becomes irrelevant. Now, of course, most things are starting to run through the USB, so that's fine. I wish they had. Well, that's why I'm telling you. You don't have to read it. I wish they had an actual power delivery that did not require your MacBook charger. Because technically speaking, TLM in the house, what's going on? We were just taking a look at the USB hub. You know, this guy right here. Yeah. Just taking a look at that for now, since likely I will not be doing a video on that because that would be kind of silly. We'll see. We'll see. So here is my thing with it. Yes, I don't love that it requires your MacBook charger to charge. It's basically operating as a pass-through. Okay, it's not a true power delivery. I wish people would stop using that because it kind of tricks people into thinking that you're going to get power delivery from the stand. Like you plug the stand in and that's the only thing you'll need. But the facts are you still need your MacBook Pro charger in order to handle this. And the thing that I'm having an issue with is that so I have a MacBook 16 with a 85 watt charger. Okay. Even though it's an 85 watt charger, when I plug it into this device, it's going to drop it down to 60 watts. You know, and that happens to a lot of USB hubs out there. Like a lot of them do this. It doesn't do a pure pass-through of 85 watts, which is what I would really want. It's kind of limiting to what you're doing. So that's probably the only issue. Now for people that are like, that have like MacBook Airs and the regular MacBooks with only, two USB-Cs, this is perfect. This is perfect. It's giving you the actual power requirements that you need because the smaller MacBooks, I believe, are a 65 watt charge. So that's perfect for them. But for whatever reason, I'm not sure why they didn't think about the MacBook 16s and or 15s. Even the 15s take an 80 watt charger. So that was a little weird to me. Yeah. But definitely innovative. Definitely innovative, but I think at this point I would have just wanted them to do a little more, especially for the cost, because at $150, that's not a cheap stand. It's not a cheap stand at all. I mean, you start looking at like Amazon and you're like, okay, I can get a small hub for $30 that's going to do the same thing and get another stand off of Amazon. Like my favorite stands right now are, hold on, what are these things called? Of course. Oh, okay. I was going to say, of course, I can't see the damn thing because it's been scratched off, but the Pile laptop stands, they do lay flat also, but they have this, rotor strap because I like to be able to turn my computer depending on what I'm doing. I don't like fixed position laptop stands because once you put them to the side, sometimes you might get into a situation where you are and what you're plugged into, it's hard to get it to go properly. Like maybe it doesn't go under the decks or the way the area is set up, it's got to be off. And now your computer is turned at this weird angle in order to make it work. So I like the ability to be able to turn my laptop stand. It's very important to me, which is why I have tons of stands. This is always the one I go back to. Always. And it's the cheapest one. I think the Pile stands are they're like 30, 40 bucks. And I've had the same stand forever. Takes a licking, keeps on ticking. But yes, for a lot of people, that stand is good. Yeah. And they use look, you can't you can't use USB 2.0 in 2020 going into 2021. If they had done that, I would have made a video clowning them because that's silly. So yeah, there's that. It better be 3.0. I mean, it would have been even better if they had mixed it with some USB-C ports and USB 3.0 ports, USB-A's. Because if they had done that, then look, a lot of people like me have started to move over to all USB-C cord management. So why do I want to go back to standard USBs when I have this? You see what I'm saying? Now, this would be really great for like for producers. I think that's really where they're going to find their niche is for producers. Because I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh man, I got to plug in a keyboard. I got to plug in my Ableton Push. I mean, I might need to plug in like a USB microphone, all of these things, and I can just plug them right in the stand. Like that's dope. That's dope. All right, let's see here. About 3 pounds. Thank you for that math, because I wasn't about to do it and look stupid on camera. All right, let's see here. Yeah, DTLM says, you're so right about that rotation. I use a crane laptop stand. I used to use a crane at one point also. And I'm having limited space for the stand, and now the angle of the laptop isn't great. Yeah. Yeah, it's, and not only to mention that, but like, hold on, let's, I mean, this stand, a lot of the times with the cranes, and you know, you lift it up and then, you know, you have to kind of move it. But the moment you try to adjust it, you're technically losing space. So, you know, when your computer is like this, you'd say this is your computer and this is the stand and it's here, you have all this area. But the moment you try to adjust it, you have to make sure that you have room to be able to pull the thing down so it's lower. And now that means that either it has to back up or you have to have more room. There's so many little things. Now, with this stand, in order to raise it up or drop it down, there's a little thing here. And I just tighten it up, and now I'm higher. I release it, it drops down, and I tighten it again. And that's only the tightener for the height. The directional piece doesn't lock, but it's has enough friction that when you move it, it doesn't swivel back. Like it stays in place, you know. But, you know, you can do little things like messing with your light panel, you know, turn it all the way around. There you go. You know, and it has good weight management. All right. Oh, you're one of those guys, T Diesel? You're one of those guys putting big ass arms on your cases? I just buy one with the stand built in. I buy it with the slider. Yeah, I know that over time they go bad, but it's just easier. It's just easier. You need a link for that stand. Let me see if I can pull that stand up. Green Lantern. Good question, man. Good question. By the way, shout out to Green Lantern. Make sure you follow that man. So what I had to do in order to make this thing work, and I'm not going to be able to show you right now, but I had to. Okay, so I have a, you know, the I don't know what you would call these things, the photo stands that kind of form the U shape, and you click them into place, and then you can raise them up, drop them down. So I have those, right? And that's there. The problem was building the overhead adapter because I couldn't find one that was just an overhead that would work with this. Okay, because you can get them that work with like the T stands and all those big ass things, but I didn't want that in my room. So what I had to do was put 3 pieces together. Okay, and they were still cheaper than trying to like buy them all at one time. It was like, you know, $6 for this piece, $18 for this piece, you know, $15 for this piece. And I had to put it together. I believe I have it in my Amazon production list. And it's on any one of, if any of my mods want to grab it, it's on any one of my videos. It's in the details and post that on there. That way people can see that. But it's, yeah, it's 3 different pieces. I forget where it's from, but they're all like standard camera company pieces that I put together, and I literally just attached it together, and then now it's dangling. And yeah, if I had my other camera up, I would show you it, but obviously it's here. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do another studio room, because my studio room was more about how I post the videos with a little side dish of studio room. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another my studio setup video soon. That's an easy thing to do. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. The problem is the GoPros. The problem is the low light. Right now, in my office, in my studio, I have one light panel, which is the Viltrox light panel. They come in sets of 2 for like $125, $130. So I have that. And then, but this right here, there's barely any light on this. That's because I have a Panasonic G7 with the 2.8 lens. So it's a good amount of light coming in on my main camera. The reason why that light comes in so well is that's a 1.8 lens on my G9. So I don't have any issue with lighting because of that. Now, having said that, I do really want that Sony a7S III, like a lot. So if anybody wants to help fund my cause, I won't say no to you. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Thank you so much, Ratbone. Appreciate that. Yep, there you go. Elgato multi-mount. So let's take a look at that one real quick. Oh yeah, I did see this one before. Okay, let's. All right, so here's the multi-mount. Now TLM, how are you mounting it to the top though? How is that connected? Did you have to kind of jerry rig that, or was that an easy thing? Hold on, let's see if there's a piece on the bottom here. Okay, so there's the mount. Yeah, this is good. So do you have it going from the top, or is it on your stand and it's just raised up and then dropped down? Yeah, but this is good. This is good. Yeah, at the time, I actually didn't see this. So, yeah, so you combine it with the flex arm. Yeah, so this is definitely a good option. Yeah, this is definitely a good option. Flex arm, here we go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely something you guys should take a look at. Cost wise, all right, so the multi-mount. All right, about $40. And then I think you need the master mount, which is another $50. And they do have different sizes, so the price does change. But yeah, that's definitely an easier solution. Like my solution works and it's custom to me, so that's important. But yeah, I had to make it happen. And sometimes it's just easier. Like, trust me when I tell you, I always shoot for, like, why? Like, every time I bring in another thing, it goes to this red. Hold on. Of course, now it won't even exit. It says I'm in like horrible video qualities on here. And it only happens when I typically bring in a stream. So let's get rid of some of these things. Hey, and look, now my stream is back to 4 bars. They really got to fix that. That's really annoying. All right. Yeah, Elgato makes great products. Elgato makes products designed for the video guy, designed for the person that needs this kind of stuff. So everything they do, from their capture cards to their hardware to their stream decks, I mean, this is all Elgato. Everything they do is about that. So it definitely, like, I have a stream deck. I use it. It's very, very flexible. And I think that's what they're really about. They're about flexibility. They're about kind of, you know, allowing you to do what you need, but you don't have to go out and spend the most money. Like, you can get the small stream deck for like under $100. You can get the medium stream deck for a little more. You can get the super one. It doesn't put you in a situation where you have to spend all the money to get something of quality, and you can grow with it, you know. So that's really, really good. Okay. No problem. Okay, let's see if we have any. I think I saw Whoopig in the house. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. Yeah, these Viltrox panels, and let's click on my link so I can kind of show you what they look like. I recommend these to everyone. All right. Where are they? Where are they? There we go. Okay. So I use okay. Stupid, losing my eyeballs here. About to sneeze. Okay, so this is what I use for my lighting source. They come in packs of 2s, but you can also buy them singular. And what's good about these is, let's zoom in here. So they have both a dimmer and a temperature change. So you don't have to use, you know, kind of pure white. You can adjust them to be, let me go to this for a second. You can adjust them to be any color temperature that your, you know, the camera is using. So if you want it to be a little warmer, you can use that. So I find that really good. They come with power plugs. They come with this bag that you can break them down. They come with the stands. So everything you need is right here. They are small. I think they're probably like, I want to say maybe 10 inches. Yeah, 10 inches. 10 inches. And they're great. And also, one of the cool things about them is they take batteries too. So if you choose to do the battery life, you just buy the standard batteries and they range, but they're pretty affordable because this is a standard battery for every single lighting company out there, including like Sony. So they all use this battery. So once you buy them, they'll not only will you be able to use them in these, but if you decide to get into more production, then it's going to provide that for you too. So like I keep one plugged in. All right. So this and there, yeah, 136, and they've actually gone up a little bit. When I bought them, I think they were 119. But when I bought them, I have one plugged in at all times, which is this guy right here. And I use the other one only when I'm doing reviews. So I can light the subject here. It's so weird that this goes to red. I'm gonna have to call tech support. That's really annoying to me. And now back to green. If you knew the stuff that was going on my side, you'd lose your shit. Yeah, and I've used all of the things. I've used the GoPros. I used the cheap cam that I had before. I wasn't using my G7. It was just sitting here. So I plugged that in, got myself a little mini HDMI, or not even mini HDMI. It's their specific AV out to an HDMI adapter. And I put in a dummy battery right up top. I never touch it. It's always on every day, all day. And when I need it, I just switch to it and we're good. All right. So definitely something. Dummy batteries for streamers is the most important thing you can get. Like if you don't have dummy batteries, go out and buy some. They're really, really affordable, really cheap. Go buy them. DT Majors. So many claims came out with the M50. So the M50, this is actually a good post. The M50 is the video when I stopped trusting Peter McKinnon. When he said the M50 was amazing, and we were like, yo, man, but it has like a 4 times crop when you enter it into like 4K. He's like, that's not that big of a deal. That's not that big of a deal. You're like, yeah, it's actually a huge deal. And he just like lied about it. So, yeah, after that, that's when I stopped trusting his reviews. Oh, no. The A7S III is probably the best camera on the market right now. And it should blow the A7 II out of the market. I mean, the A7 II was super old and was just good enough for the past couple of years. Like, which is why everybody bought the A7 III. They were like, this is good enough. But I wasn't going to buy any camera without a flip out screen. That's why I have stuck with my Lumix, or I've stuck with Panasonic because of the flip out screen. I deal with the autofocus because of the flip out screen. Because I don't know what I would do is if I'm on a gig log and I'm shooting myself and I have no idea if it's recording. I got no idea if I have no idea about any of these things. So I need a flip out screen, even though I don't really use it all that much, but it's just habit for me. Like I pick up the camera, I open the flip out screen, I make sure I'm in the frame or whatever's behind me is the frame that I want. Then I hit record. I don't know how anybody would want to shoot any video where they didn't know if they were in frame or if they didn't know what they were shooting at was in frame. Like if I'm like, hey guys, I need you to take a look at this real quick. Take a look at the design of the tables and blah, blah, blah. And I'm turning around and I'm pointing. If I can't see where I'm pointing, that's weird to me. But I can reference the screen to flip out and go, okay, it's right here, right here. My finger can literally touch what I'm talking about. But without that screen, there's no hope. And I have things already on the mount, so don't tell me to get like one of those. But get a video. No, screw that. That's too much work. That's how I deal with it. Okay. Yeah, there's no debate right now. In my mind, I think the Sony is a better camera. I think Canon makes good quality stuff. I think their R5 and their R6 are good. I think the R5 is better, and they crippled the R6 for no reason other than to make sure. They even crippled the R5 so you'd buy their cinema line. But they are both really, really good. The Canon R5 has a 30-minute recording limit. So for anybody that's thinking about maybe doing this like on a bigger level, that's kind of a big deal for a lot of people, that recording limit. Sony does not. Sony can record forever. Sony has a switchable card source. So when you're recording, once you fill that card up, it'll just switch to the next card and you don't have to do anything. And they're hot swappable. So when it switches to the next card, you can technically pop out the old card and then put in a new card, and then it'll switch back to the other bay. That's dope. That's super dope. And the cannons overheat. And for me, that's a huge deal. They overheat. And even though people have found a way to minimize the heating, they still overheat. And any camera that overheats and I can't predict or I can't do what I want it to do when I want it to do it because I'm concerned that it's going to overheat, that's not the camera for me. You know, that sounds like some real production stuff where they have like 6 R5s sitting in a bay and they can just swap them out. I don't have that luxury. When I'm doing gig logs, it's just me and a camera. And sometimes it's hot as hell. And I can't have my camera dying on me because it's hot. I mean, I live in Southern California. It's not always cool. All right, there's nothing I can do about the video not syncing with the audio right now. It has to do when I bring in the other feed, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. Here, I'll help you out. Look, now you can't see me. It is what it is. All right, yeah, and make sure you're following TLM on here. He's now doing Share the Knowledge, which is super dope on Twitch. I'm glad he's on here, and he's doing a little DJing. So make sure you follow him. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Ratbone, I started with the soft boxes too, and then you realize that they get in the way. They're so big all the time, and they, you know, you could dim them a little bit, but like I was like, I'm done. All right. Hey man, use what works for you, you know, but I am kind of a gear slut. Like, I like gear. And if I can find a way to get that ace, because the problem is I'm all Panasonic now. So not only do I have to buy the body, I got to buy a lens too. You know, maybe I can borrow my boy Paris's lens. I think he's got a 2470 because he's on this A7 III. Maybe I can borrow that for a little while. He doesn't use that anymore because he bought I convinced him to buy I think it's the 18 to 24, the Tamron, and that's golden for him. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the 6600. It's a great camera. I just, there are certain things that I needed to have without me having to make changes to it. And I just need a little more, but there's nothing wrong with that, especially as an overhead camera. That 60, which is probably, if I moved to Sony, that's probably what I would do. I would get that one or the 6500 for an overhead, and then use the A7S III for my main camera. Yeah, but Eplevox, he doesn't go anywhere. I'm sure it's dope, but he never leaves his little dungeon. You know, for people like me that are always on the go, I'd have to serious. Yeah, I can't do fixed lens either. All right, so TLM says, yeah, the M50 is a great camera if you're not using 4K. The only issue I have is that it shuts off after 30 minutes, even when you're not recording. Yeah, that's kind of an issue. I don't even turn off my G9. It remains on in the dummy bay forever. So yeah. You know, look, and for most people, and as a matter of fact, I was on somewhere where their camera kept turning off. Oh wait, it was you. That's right, you kept turning off. I kept going to sleep. TLO. But yeah, like my G9 has a 30-minute recording limit, and it's fine. But like even with that, I will spend time doing reviews, and I'll hit that recording limit on the G9, and nothing wrong. I have cards; they have enough space. It will turn off, and because there's no red light, it doesn't show me that it's off. Like I've gone sometimes and talked for another 5-10 minutes and realized that it turned off, and I had to re-record, you know, the last 10 minutes of my video. So what I want is ease of use. My next camera system needs to be, one, it doesn't stop recording no matter what I do. Two, it has great autofocus, so I don't have to think about where I am, what I'm doing. Like even right now, to make this work properly, I have to like put the microphone here, and and the autofocus works, but because I have this microphone here, it's gonna get confused. What's the focus point? Okay, so I have to set it to manual, and then I'll shift the microphone like so. I will get the microphone in focus. That way I know that I'm in focus. That's the stuff I do. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, the T7i is a great camera. It honestly is. I didn't even know. Thanks for hanging out today, pal. Yeah, it's a great camera. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Canon. I just have a problem with their mirrorless division. That's all. But their regular Rebels and all that stuff, and their, even their M50s, if you're shooting 1080p, the M50 is perfect if you're shooting 1080p. Just don't do anything else. And for me, I want the option to be able to do more. Even though I only shoot at 1080p, I still want that option. Because at a certain point, especially with the new iPhones, finally able to do, like 4K and all of these things, there's going to come a point where they're going to start passing that 4K down to phones and to the mobile YouTubes. At that point, I'm going to need to have 4K. It's just, it's just facts. All right, what do we got here? What do we got? A couple more. We're going to stand until noon, and then we're going to raid. Snapback, and go from there. Yeah, I didn't say there was an issue with the M50. I said, I explained. There's nothing wrong with the M50 specifically if you're only doing 1080p. But if you're doing anything else, I know that it does 4K. I know that. I'm not saying it doesn't do 4K, but there is an extreme crop in the 4K. If you look at it again and you turn on the 4K, the crop is so extreme for a lot of people, it becomes unusable, especially if you're vlogging with it. See, I'm coming from it from a vlogging perspective. All right. So the lens I'm using right now is a 10 to 25 Leica 1.8 for the Panasonic, which means because there's already a crop built into Micro Four Thirds. So that means that in reality, it's a 20 to 50 lens. Okay, doing some math for you. 20 to 50. 20 is kind of the sweet spot for vlogging. Some people would say 18 is the sweet spot. Okay, and 18 is good too. All right, TLM, good to see you, bro. We'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, TLM, tomorrow I have math skills on, unless he flakes on me. But I got math skills on for tomorrow, so hang out for that one. So if you're trying to vlog with this lens, man, that was a hard thing to do. But trust me, it's the best lens I ever bought. So basically, if you're vlogging and you're doing let's say you have a 18 millimeter, lens on your M50. Okay. If you want to vlog in 4K and that thing doubles, now you're shooting, at a 36, which is impossible for vlogging. And I don't, when you say it's not bad for vlogging, what are you talking about specifically? The 4K or the 1080p? That's the question. Because, and I'm not trying to question what you consider is, good vlogging, whatever. I just know that I vlog for a long ass time. The first 2 years of this video, of this channel, not this channel, but the YouTube channel, was all on vlogging. It was all vlogging. And I can tell you that a crop that severe, you'd have to put that thing on a super long stick in order to get any type of peripheral. Like, I can vlog with any lens, but it's shooting on my face. And I don't want people to just, stare at my face the whole time. I want people to see what's happening around me, what's happening behind me. So I need a camera lens and a camera that's going to be able to show everything without me having to stretch 90 miles away, but hey, If it works for you, it works for you. I've just gone through a lot of cameras. Canon, Sony. I actually bought the Sony a7 III. I bought it. And then I sent it back because the flip out camera was driving me nuts. So I ended up buying the G9. So I've gone through a lot of cameras. I think I could have a camera show, but I leave that to Max Urioff. Max Urioff's camera shows are very, very good. Okay. By the way, I need to mention this to anybody out there. Today is voting day, so make sure you vote. It's really, really important that after this show, you turn on Snapback, you got the music bumping, and then you play that music till you get to the voting polls, and make sure you vote. Don't ignore your civil liberties. Don't ignore the power you have by voting. And it's not just about voting for the president. All right? It's not just about the president. It's also about the legislation, the Congress, the senators, like all of these things. There's this video I posted on my YouTube where the rapper was talking about how he didn't really believe in voting, thought it was all a sham, and then he realized that it's not the president that's important. Okay? The president has power to veto, power to make executive decisions, but it's the Congress, it's your locals. Those are the people that affect you on a personal level. Those are the people that you need to get out there and put into place if you don't like the situation you're in. I know I did post that, get your ass to the polls, the stripper Instagram viral video about voting, where strippers were basically telling you why to vote, which is when I was called a racist, by the way. That video is where I was called a racist. And I guess the most important part is I'm glad that it's out in the open now, how racist I am. I needed that. I felt really like I was just kind of hiding it and keeping it inside, and I'm glad people know that I'm a racist now. But basically what the video was saying was that, look, if you think that the politicians are corrupt, if you think that your sheriff or your police chief are corrupt, those are appointed. Those are publicly appointed positions. You vote those people in. You vote that sheriff in. So if you think that these people are corrupt, then vote somebody else in. Just because they're in doesn't mean they're in there forever. It's not the Supreme Court. So make sure that you vote. It's so important to vote. And so I don't even care about the president. I don't care. I don't care about Biden. I don't care about Trump. I care about, the propositions that are on the table. I care about the senators and making sure that they're the ones that are going to take care of us. Okay, that's the key. The Congress. Those are what's important. Because if the Senate votes something in, the president isn't necessarily going to just veto it just because then when he needs something, it's going to be a problem. But when you have a Republican presidential and Congress, there's a lot more that you can make do, which is funny that in my mind, he hasn't done all the things he should have done with this completely unbalanced government system. But hey, it is what it is. Our president would rather tweet all day. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a Biden lover either. Biden's got issues too. I honestly believe that I'm really annoyed that we couldn't get somebody younger. That was my first thing. We have all these people running for president, and we get stuck with the crypt keeper. Like, we got to stop with the old people. We have to stop. Jack Sway, you are correct. You are correct. However, the difference is Panasonic understands their crop factor and they make lenses accordingly for them, which is not the same for, and also The biggest thing about it is not the crop factor for like a Panasonic, but the fact that it's always the same crop factor. So if I get a Panasonic with 2 times crop factor, it's kind of crap sometimes, crop factor, then every lens that they make is going to be taking that crop into account. But they don't do that with like the M50. The M50's crop factor doesn't really kick in until you move to 4K. So you might have a lens that works fine until you go into 4K. Next thing you know, that lens is kind of irrelevant. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people don't know that. They're like, oh, good, M50, it's a 4K, blah, blah, blah. Good. And then they turn on 4K and they're like, oh, I didn't realize that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not the youngest guy either, man. I'm not. But I just, there needs to be like a maximum age. Because if you have to spend 8 years, potentially 8 years as a president, I think that the oldest you can be is like 60 years old in my mind. So that when you leave, you're 68 years old. Not, I mean, how old is Biden? Is he, I mean, I think even the president, they're both old, but I think Biden's, I mean, if he does a full 8 years, if he wins and gets a full 8 years, he's like 70. We would have like an 80-year-old president. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. You know, I mean, look, an 80-year-old can't just get a driver's license. We need to approach it that way. See, he's 77 right now. 77 right now, which means that if he does 2 terms, he's 85 years old. Now, I don't know how many 85-year-olds that you know, but every 85-year-old I've ever met is not really perfectly there. And we just need younger people. We need younger people. I think 60 should be the maximum. Once you pass 60, you can't be president anymore. So what do we got here? I think you have to be 35 to run for president, and then 60. So 25-year window. We're good. 25 years, 35 to 60. I think we're good. That's what I would do anyway. Most people are in better shape than Donald. Most people. Oh, you know what? So here's the thing about Newsom. And I like Newsom. Honestly, I like what he stands for. I like that he is, you know, a kind of a person of the people. You know, like he believes in, you know, LB, the whole thing, as Dave Chappelle would say, the alphabet letters, LGBTQ. That's right. And he supports them, and he supports, you know, gay marriage and all these things. So like, I'm good with that. But, and even his aggressiveness with COVID, like I'm good with, but I know that does not work for the entire state. You know, we live in Southern California and we're like, yeah, okay. We're more a little free loving, free spirited, blah, blah, blah. Like we accept because of where we are, we're Hollywood. So we accept these types of things. But if you travel to the midpoint of California, that is the most Bible thumping, you know, Christian loving, Republican place in the world. And as you head up, it kind of stays that way. And then it goes back to democracy once you head up higher up north. Even though we always vote Democratic, we are very much not a Democratic state. It just so happens that we just have a Democratic win for president. But if you look around, there are a lot of Republicans here. And they don't like Gavin Newsom. And even Democrats are starting to question him just because we've been in this. Look, I get it. You're removing the ability for anybody to make money, to earn a living. And sometimes it can backfire. And I think right now it's kind of backfiring on him a little bit, you know, but I don't know. You know, there's two sides to every coin. Some people will say he's doing a perfect job. I say he's doing a good job, but he's also making some questionable decisions, you know, but it is what it is. So, all right. Did we hit all the topics? Did we hit all the topics I wanted to talk about today? I don't even know. Let's see. Voting, Reloop Hub, life, COVID. I think we nailed it. Guys. It got really quiet in here. Anytime you talk politics, it gets really, really quiet. Are we still here? Let me know in the chat. So tomorrow, while you're letting me know in the chat, she is J Rose in the house. What's going on, girl? Make sure you follow She is J Rose. She is super, super dope. Great vibe. We rated her, I think last week, and it was good. Tomorrow, we're supposed to have Matt Skills on, and he's already confirmed, but then he also hasn't sent me any pictures or logos or any of that stuff. So I believe in my heart he's going to be on. And here's the thing, which is what I wanted to talk about before, not talk about, but just kind of mention. So this week I didn't really set up a lot of interviews because I was supposed to be going out of town. I was supposed to be going to Utah for Hollywood Vibe for this dance convention. So I didn't set them up because I was supposed to be leaving Wednesday night or Wednesday right after the show. We're going to be on the road. But now that we don't have that, now I'm kind of dead in the water. So it is what it is, you know. So it might be me just chatting this week. Matt Skills should be on tomorrow. If he's not, it'll be me just chatting, and I hope you guys are okay with that. We'll figure out a topic that we can talk about. You know what? So J Rose, they're still having the dance convention right now. They haven't canceled it yet. It starts on Friday, and they're like, well, you know, I think we're okay. Everybody's gonna be wearing masks. It's like, no, we're not okay. So we're just dealing with it. Thank you so much, Rel. I appreciate that, man. Not J Rose's Rel, Mighty Rel. Oh, you should have came by. We could have had another street side chat. So next time. So all right, guys, we are definitely going to raid Snapback right now. Let's make sure that they are on. They better be. It's 12:10. Let's take a look here. I think I'm a little brain dead today. I literally looked at Twitch, the icon, for like 20 minutes. All right, he is on. Okay, so guys, now if you have any questions, and I know I say Tech Tuesday. You know what, Mike? That's actually funny that you say that. How many Hollywood? So here's the thing. I don't know how many got raided. I just know that where I live, there was a banda party going on till like 3 a.m. And I think at one point it was like 2 o'clock. They might have had the police come by because all of a sudden they got louder and they were like, screw you. And then they went off. 2 blocks down, I had another Halloween party that went to like 2 a.m. I mean, you know, so much for social distancing. It's insane. And this is why we can't have any nice things. This is why, because we can't let one Halloween go without putting on our slutty outfit and you know, just being responsible. That's why we can't have nice things. Yes. So as T Diesel said, make sure you guys follow my Discord. Because, well, like I said before, a lot of the stuff that we're doing, I'm pushing everybody to Discord that way, especially for you Twitch people, because there is no way to communicate with me or with anybody on here on Twitch. Like on YouTube, you can kind of go back to the comments of the specific video, but I'm posting all of my stuff on there every time I go on. So make sure you follow me on my Discord. That's where we chat. People are on there all the time, and then, you know, just makes it I'm able to communicate better because I know that when the comments come through, they're dedicated at me. Because sometimes, you know, people will comment and it's not really for you, it's for somebody else who made another chat. It is what it is. That's hilarious. Okay, last question. Jay Kishi says, can I use my sound card to stream with my Atem Mini Pro? The answer is you don't have to, because all you need to do is go out of your RCAs to headphone jack, right into the headphone jack of the Atem, and you're good. Makes it easy. So everything runs through the Atem. Trust me. The Atem is where it is. And hopefully I have that ISO on my doorstep right now. Hopefully. All right, y'all. Let's set this raid up. Let's get this raid going. 15 minutes from me. See, that's insane. That's honestly insane. You know, like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Respect that again, please. I think you meant repost that again. That could have been delayed. So it's in there now. If you just scroll up, unless you left the channel, and then I guess we'll post it again. See, that's another thing. I can't just copy this. There we go. Thank you, T Diesel. That's the mod right there. T Diesel takes care of me, and so does John, and so does Ratbone. But you know, I don't know where John is today, or Lady Beats. Maybe they're on somebody else's stream. People are like, because you know, mods are good mods are hard to come by, and I've seen people try to poach, and I'm like, yo, man, come on, don't do that to people. You know, like, hey, and especially when it's like at the same time. Like, you want to poach because you have a later show? Like, I'm cool with that, but don't try to poach my 9 a.m. show. Like, that's ridiculous. All right, y'all. Let's set this raid up. Let us set this raid up. And why snap back? What is Eric Deluxe doing on at noon? That's weird. All right, let's start this raid up. J Style, you're welcome, pal. You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna head over to Snapback. You guys know what to do once we get there. Make sure you let everybody know where you came from. I did not ask for that. Let everybody know where you came from. Make sure you've got my chat. If you have my emotes, throw them in the chat. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Wake up in Cleveland. Weekdays. Let's go. Peace out.